People are also sharing ideas in the chat. T. Houston says, I love the idea of giving the kids the assignment to look for paradoxes in their lives. Where do they experience them in the school day, at home? It looks like Eileen says a science teacher always tries to begin with images, ideas, videos, and experiments, that create disequilibrium in a student's mind. Using the phrase, make their thinking visible. Thank you, Dawn. That's a great idea to use this as a medium.
Okay, now we're going to look at a formal definition of paradox. A paradox is a statement or problem that either appears to produce two entirely contradictory yet possible outcomes, or provides proof for something that goes against what we intuitively expect. Now look back at your definition and make any necessary adjustments. What, if anything, would you change? How rich is your understanding of the concept at this point? What, if anything, still seems unclear? As always, you're welcome to enter your thoughts in the chat box. Stephanie will now introduce the next step.
We're going to offer to you now a short video, and it's one that many teachers would choose to put on the first day before going into a study at all. And they would say, here, watch this, write down what you see, and then we start. Ask yourself, what happens now by putting it in now, letting the students return to their own writing, let them develop. How would that become part of an enriched assessment where you could clearly see what they had written to begin and now what they were adding to it? Ask yourself how this is not about a particular curriculum area, but that as we advance into secondary, how the ability to read and make sense of complex text is key to what we do.
And just a reminder that you're watching this on your separate device.
Hi, I'm Jen DeMoore for About.com, and this video is all about paradoxes. A paradox is a statement, a concept, a situation, a person, or anything that seems contradictory or defies logic. The most commonly recognized paradoxes are in the form of a statement that appears to be absurd, like the liar paradox, which is, this sentence is false. What makes this a paradox? Well, if the sentence is false, then it's not true, which means that the sentence must be true, but it can't be because if it was true, then it would be false. This statement defies logic, it contradicts itself, it's a paradox. Another example is the Socratic Paradox that says, I know that I know nothing at all. This is a paradox because if you know nothing, then you can't know that you know nothing. You'll find many paradoxes in math and the sciences from biology to thermodynamics, like the irresistible force paradox, that is, what would happen if an unstoppable force hit an immovable object? There are also many paradoxes in philosophy, like the old, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Mahatma Gandhi has said, whatever you do will be insignificant, but it is very important that you do it. This is also a paradox. You may see documents with the intentionally blank page paradox, which is a page that contains the text. This page is intentionally left blank. Obviously, the text on the page keeps it from really being blank. That's a paradox. From the highly conceptual philosophies to the quirky comedic notes, paradoxes are everywhere. Thanks for watching. To learn more, visit us on the web at About.com.
When I'm planning with my students, I ask myself, how can I shift more over to their independently taking care of something rather than me spoon feeding? I would take an information video like this and put it in their hands. And then when they return to class, have them completed the work. Now ask yourself, how helpful was it to you as your own assessment? What more did you discover? What more did you learn? And so how can a video be inserted late in the process as part of the assessment? All roads lead to the complex text. There is no doubt in high school we are very, very focused on that. We begin as early as 5th grade, even before that really anymore, where we're saying, go to the text. Is it in the text? You've got to use the text. The text is your evidence. So now, here we have the opening paragraph of A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. I'm an English teacher, so this is what I would choose. Now, independent of us, read it on your own, just as we would ask a student to, and then ask yourself how much better what was your confidence level? What was your knowledge level before you were reading the complicated text? How much better did you feel approaching it, and did you feel confident? Share your thoughts on the chat.
Dawn says it had more context, so my brain was looking for the paradoxes and I was paying closer attention.
If I had my students with me right now, I would give this to them and say, what can we take from this that gives us any information about the times that we're living in? We would go to the text with me being already confident that they already have a background that's going to help them have those deeper discussions.
So again, this is another version of a Collaborate board. And so I'm going to say no. We're all adults. So what have you seen that you can adapt, adopt, or create? Share with us. Again, you're also welcome to share in chat if you do not want to participate as a student, or that's fine. You are also welcome to participate as a professional, either here on Nearpod or also in the chat.
Janet says, I never read these words from this perspective before, and they never reflected the current time better.
And I will just let you all know, looking at some of what you've shared, I am not a tech savvy person, as I'm sure you have figured out. But Nearpod is like the easiest technology I have ever in my life tried to learn. And they've got videos and help. They've got tutorials and YouTube videos, but it's just actually a very simple platform. So yes, I'm glad that you like it. And I would definitely encourage you to explore and have fun with it, because I've never worked with a medium so easy. It is so user-friendly. So thumbs up to Nearpod. They did a great job.
Christy Cannon posted, she says, posting conceptual questions rather than stating goals is something she's going to do. That's a great observation and way to do things.
Yes, as someone posted, reminds me of good things coming from bad experiences, and we're all hoping that there's a lot of that to come, right?
Definitely looking at triple track. Erica says, I already use images and videos in my class, but I love being able to lead students to the complex topics in this way. To this depth. Sorry, I got mixed up between her and Keith.
I'm so glad that so many of you are finding Nearpod beneficial. I hope that it's really going to help a lot of people out in the days to come, however we're having school from here on out.
I have a question, please.
Go ahead.
Yeah, each teacher can use the Nearpod for the students? Like next time, can I use that? Like, and let them have access on that?
Yes, you can create a free teacher account. You can pay for a different version where you would be more options, but I'm just using, we for this presentation just used the free version that an individual teacher that I just as an individual put onto my computer. So I set up my account, and so you can do it just by yourself.
I want to remind everyone that your goal today was to take care of yourself and finding a way to rejuvenate, and that you went through experiences of discovery. Although we were talking about paradox. So just keep bringing, and ask yourself, how valuable is it to the students when you have the questions up and you leave them up?
A lot of people are talking about paradoxes right now, and Julie Wilson is an author of The Human Side of Changing Education, and she used this picture on the left to inspire the processing questions on the right in the Institute for the Future of Learning newsletter. So we just looked at conceptual questions and focus questions, but we also have processing questions that have helped all of us and our students, our participants, take it individually and let them really think about it. So we'd like for you to look at these process questions on the right and choose one that really speaks to you and find a way to respond to it in chat. Or if you want to share, please say speak and we'll call on you. We'd love to hear your reflections.
So this is our last Nearpod activity. It's another version of a Collaborate board. I told you there are several different versions. But this actual activity is going to be inspired, or it was inspired by the Global Oneness Project. So we're going to ask you to represent, using words and or images, a paradox that you observed during the pandemic. And someone shared earlier that that would be a great thing to do with their students. And here now you have that chance to do that. Again, I would recommend that you say yes, that you want to look at what kids are sharing before they share. But again, we're adults, so we're going to do that. And at the very bottom of your screen, you'll see that white box. And you're welcome to just share a paradox in words, but you can also share with an image. All right. And again, when you click on that picture icon, you can use Google to search, or you can actually search from your phone or your device. So whatever you're viewing this on, you can actually just pull something up from that device as well. So just kind of wanted to show you that. And I think I'll leave it on the student view because we can still see, and you'll notice that you don't have to, their names are not attached. Now in the teacher view, their name would be attached. But if you have the student view visible, the student's name doesn't have to be attached. And there's some, you can just anonymously post things for your more shy students. But we've got some great stuff being shared here. I love that one. Yeah, water everywhere, not a drop to drink.
Learning separately together. I love that.
Dawn is giving us a tip that there's now a built-in text-to-speech within Nearpod as well that you can use. I like that one. Stay home unless you need to go out.
I want to add that when my students were doing a lot of these things in April and May, many of them really loved chat because they felt safer there and they felt like it was a little more personal. So don't be surprised when you give choices what may emerge among your students as their preference. And by the way, they love choice. They love that.
The future has a future again.
All right, we're going to go ahead and advance. Those are really great though, guys. Thank you.
This is a list of the resources that were used in this presentation. Again, A+ will make this PowerPoint available to you through the A+ website in the near future.
As we come together to thinking about today and thinking about the idea of rejuvenation and the concept of paradox and what we've been going through, I'd like to give you a chance to just respond to what rejuvenates you. After we leave this workshop, what are you returning to? And instead of being all technology, using all of the different technology, let's just go a little old school and share with each other. Find something on your phone that in your images, in your pictures of what rejuvenates you. What are you returning to? And let's take a minute, change to gallery view so you can see everybody else's and share those with each other as our closing activity. Notice some people are using to chat. Thank you. Songs are what rejuvenates Mrs. Vaughn. A lot of people showing family.
We want to thank you so much for participating with us today. We really enjoy your comments and the things that you posted to the Nearpod. We really hope that this was rejuvenating for you.